Hey guys, what's up? And today I'm going to be teaching you how to solve the 5x5 Rubik's Cube. Now, this cube is actually a lot easier to solve if you already know how to solve the 4x4 Rubik's Cube. So you should really know how to solve the 4x4 first, because it makes the 5x5 a lot easier, and they are both solved with pretty much the same method. So here's how you solve it. First you solve the center pieces, then you'll pair up all of the edges, and then you'll solve 3x3 stage, finishing up the cube. The 5x5 only has one parity problem, and the 4x4 actually has two, so this makes the cube a little bit easier, and you don't get any crazy parity problems without knowing that you do have them. The only parity problem that you get is really noticeable and easy to spot out, and it's really easy to fix also because it's the exact same algorithm as in the 4x4. So let's get started. Okay, so I'm going to be basing a lot of these steps on the 4x4 because all of them are exactly the same. But if you are learning the 5x5 first, then I'll be going a little bit slowly so that you can understand it. But again, I'll be going a little bit quicker because you should already know the 4x4 first. So let's get started. Okay, so we're doing the white center first. Now what we want to do first is we want to build blocks of pieces to solve the center. So in some way we want to build a 2x3 block, so just these pieces, just these center pieces. So we can do it in any way we want, since we already have a line in this case, and these two pieces solved, we can kind of build a 2x3 like that. Or if we only have like one of those, we can build a 2x2 block and then turn it into a 2x3. Just any way that you can turn it into a 2x3 block. And then you're going to build another 1x3 and that will solve the thing. So we have this 2x1 block right here. And then we're going to take the other corner and then put it in there. And then we're going to put that in there, like that. So this is really easy, and it should be really intuitive to do the first center. So in the 4x4, it's kind of hard to tell which center to do next because you do white and there's no like stationary pieces on this. But the centers on the 5x5 are stationary, always on even layered pieces. The centers are stationary, so you know what it's going to be next. So this is kind of easier to help with. So we're going to basically do the same concept and build little blocks of pieces to form a 2x3. So there's a 2x3, and then you can pair those up like that. And then we can do this the same as the 4x4, where we put these two on the same halves, and then we do white R, U2, white R prime, and then it solves this without affecting the other side. So now we're going to turn the cube over, and since it doesn't really matter, it doesn't matter if you keep the yellow or the white on the left half. So you can really start on any one because you don't need to know the color scheme because the centers are stationary. I'll just start with green because I have this nice block here. So again, 2x3 block. So I'm not going to go too much into depth for these last ones, but I'll do it for the last two. So we're building more blocks. Now this is a really big part of the centers, just like that. And then here, since I have these two on the outside and this one up here, I'm going to pair those up, but then it messes that up, so I can put it on either half that it won't affect it. And then we can do an R, U2, R prime to put that in, just like in the 4x4. So now we are down to our last two centers. So for this step, we want to try and get as many pieces on each side as we can. So since this is the blue center, we want to get as many blue pieces as we can on there. And since this is the red center, we want to get as many red pieces as we can on the red center. So we already have this little nice block. So again, you can build a 2x3 pretty easily. And then you'll have some pretty easy case. You just want to get somehow down to the last two edges or corners, and then you're going to do a commutator. So this is what happens if you get the corner case. So if you just have two corners left like this, then you're going to do this algorithm. White R, U, white R prime, U, white R, U2, white R prime. If you have two edges left, then you're going to do this algorithm. So you hold these two in the top and in the back, and then you kind of hold them like this, and then you do like an M slice, U, and then kind of R slice, U, and M prime, U, white R. So it's kind of complicated to get your mind around it, but it makes more sense once you do it a few times. Just to make sure that you get the concept, we're going to go over one last two center cases thing. So we have this nice little block, and then you can pair those up, hide them, and then do that, and do that. So here we're down to these two, and then we can just somehow like insert these in the top. You just want to mess around with it. Just make sure you don't mess up this block, and then we can try something like that. So now we have these two edges here. You just want to mess around with it. Make sure you don't do any different slices that was in the 4x4 video. So now we can do this algorithm. Okay, so one more. So we have this nice little block. Insert, and then we can actually hide that and insert that like that. And since we have this corner that we don't need and this edge, we can pair them up, and then we can try and insert them down there. And we have the two corners cases. So those are all the centers. Now we're going to move on to the edges. So this is almost exactly the same as in 4x4. So you just want to find a random piece. So this, how about this green, yellow? Now we want to find another green, yellow. And there's actually two green, yellows over here. So we can insert them down there. And then we can pair those two up. And since this one's opposite, we can flip it and then put those two together. And then we are going to replace it with some unsolved one. So there. And now we can do the process again. So we can do it with this piece. Actually, there's this one like that over there. And then we're going to find the other one. The other one's right here. And then you can insert it down there and then pair it, and then just replace it with a unsolved one. So we can keep repeating the process. Now here's a cool little case, and this is a useful one to know. It's where you have two of them flipped like this, and when you have this case, you want to find the other one and put it up where the two pieces are, and then you are going to want to slice. So these two are solved and this one's kicked out, and then you can flip and then undo that, and you see it solved. Now if you don't really understand this, then you should watch my 4x4 video, because I'm basing a lot of this on that video. Okay, so Next there's this piece, and I have this one too. So I can insert that. And next is this, and then since this won't go in like that, I'm going to want to do the special way to put it down, and then there. I'll just do that. And you just keep repeating the process. It's exactly the same as on the 4x4, it's just more pieces. So I'm going to get back to you once I have solved all of them. Okay, so now we have solved 8 edges, 4 on the top and 4 on the bottom. So now how you solve the last couple ones is exactly the same as in the 4x4. You just want to replace it with just some random one, and then you are going to pair another one. So I have these two here, and I'll slice this one so that I can pair them up. And then I'll insert this unsolved one, and then I'll undo it. And then it is solved. So I'll do it with this one, and then I inserted it in the top, and I paired this one. So now I can undo it, and then it's solved. Okay, so now if you're down to the last two, and then you have to do these last two ones, what you can do is you just look at these two, and if they're the same, then you don't have to do anything. However, if they're flipped and they are not the same, then you have to do the flipping algorithm so that these two are the exact same piece. It doesn't matter if they're flipped or not right now. We are going to care about that later. So you want to kind of do that case earlier where you flip and then do the flipping algorithm and then unslice. So now that you've done that, and if you just have one flipped edge, then that means you have parity. It's actually extra easy if you have two edges flipped right here, because that means that the two parities cancel each other out. So let's go over the one where you have two at first. So the one where you have two, you have one pair of edges flipped here and one here. You want to hold them on the two sides, and then flip the middle layer, so the equator layer, and then do the flipping algorithm, and then undo it. And you see that will solve the parity, or actually the double parity. But if you just have one single one, you want to hold it in the front on the top, and then you do the parity algorithm, only it's slightly different because you have 3 layers. So you do this. Now, when I was doing the algorithm, you notice at this point, you actually have to do a wide 3 instead of just 2. But you have to make sure that you do 3 layers, because that is how it's supposed to be done. So now you can see that it's exactly like a 3x3. And the good thing about the 5x5 is there's no parities after this. So you can just solve it like a 3x3 in whatever method that you use. It does not matter, because it is a 3x3. So there. And then PLL. So now the cube is solved, and that's how to solve the 5x5. So that's pretty much it for this video. Make sure to like, subscribe, and comment. I'll see you guys next time. Have a good time cubing. Bye.